All right, we find ourselves in another replay. I know, right? Oh my god, replays. Again, this is the kill some time. We got some 2v2s coming up. Crank's gonna play with me. We'll have some really silly bad times, but someone asked before we get into this, Cheers for Gaming, is it only Canadian? Yes, sadly, but it is a huge benefit if you are Canadian. When I ordered my DX Racer, I did it from Need for Seat, and I've got nothing against Need for Seat, but it's a US company, and it costs like 90 bucks in import fees from the border, on top of the tax, on top of the shipping, on top of the chairs. So Cheers for Gaming is awesome if you're Canadian because it doesn't cost you import fees. They actually ship it for free on top of all this stuff. Man, I highly recommend checking them out if you are, in fact, Canadian. But let me just turn health bars off from always. Ugh, that's going to be annoying. Damage, please. There we go. All right, so spawning here in the bottom right corner of the map, it's going to be the red Zerg player from the clan Ass to Mouth. With Harstom's picture. Give it up for Targa. AKA Dan. But on the leftmost side of the map, with an equally handsome face for his decal, whatever you want to pronounce it as, it's going to be the blue Protoss player Grubby. People always ask, what clan is Grubby in? You know, did he join a team? What's up with this? This actually just stands for like Team Grubby Subs or something like that. So I guess if you're a sub to Grubby, you get invited to his clan on the European ladder, which is cool stuff. But this is a fairly recent one. Targa sent a replay pack out not too long ago. For those who don't know, I try to very actively subscribe Base Trade TV to most pro streamers. A, I want to support people in the StarCraft 2 scene, and B, it gives us awesome replays like this to play with when we got nothing to do, or there's downtime, or we're looking for reference material to learn this game. And I will tell you real quick, well, Grubby's definitely the popular favorite in this matchup, and I'd say objectively as well, because he got very far in WCS. Targa's a really good player. He recently just beat Snoot in the oh gosh, I can't remember what it's called, but it was a Norwegian LAN that took place about a week ago, this week, last week, I'm not sure, but it was very, very, very recent. He's certainly got the chops to be a really good player. I think if he just refines some of his skills and plays, ooh, actually, really greedy here. I think honestly, he could be a really good contender, a really strong contender for next year's WCS. But yeah, so 1, 2, 3 bases before a pool on Catalina. I mean, this isn't unheard of, but on Catalina, it's not the most popular strategy because how exposed these bases are, how annoying it is to play against Protoss. You can abuse these cliffs, these ledges. I mean, look at this. Hang on. Can you imagine Colossus standing here and Force Fields going down here? Like, good luck ever connecting anything to this army. So, I mean, there's a lot of good ways to abuse this map as a Protoss player. Will we see it? We'll have to wait and see. Grubby has been one of the few players, by the way, who has been pretty good at adapting to the new maps. I think some of my favorite games on Deadwing actually have been played out by Grubby, specifically during DreamHack. But yeah, there's a lot of players in StarCraft 2. They still play to the matchup rather than the maps, and they play to the other players, which aren't bad ways to go about it. But it is still, in my strongest opinion, the best and quite frankly the most fun players to watch in StarCraft 2 are the ones who learn to use the maps to their advantage. And Grubby certainly falls within this category. Supernova comes to mind as well. Same with Journey and a few others. But a lot of the times you'll see the same strategies on this map you'll see on most other maps, like +2 weapon upgrades, Blink Stalkers, you know, quote unquote all in. Woo! Original. But we'll see what happens this game, because the thing is too, you guys have to understand, when a lot of these pros they send out their replay packs, it's never just all wins. I think a long time ago people used to do that because the idea was like, I want to look really good, but they bundle up whatever they can, and I haven't seen any of these replays yet. Like, I literally went to open these up for the first time when I found out Crank was going to be a little bit longer than expected, so I don't know which way this was going to go. But again, like, statistically speaking, like if it's a head versus heart thing, Grubby takes this in the head, Grubby takes it in the heart, but I wouldn't be shocked if Targa actually won this game, because he certainly got the chops to do it. But a couple of, ooh, probes actually snipe off the leg on the run by. Not too bad. Of course, for Targa, what he's looking right now is to see what that third tech choice is going to be. The Robo, of course, being placed here at the front. It was already spotted, but you're looking to see if there's a Twilight Council behind this, if there's a Stargate coming up as well. Seeing neither of those things is going to make him feel a little more comfortable, too, because when there's a if there's a proxy Stargate down or something, it's usually not off of a Nexus this quickly. And just by seeing the amount of saturation of both the bases, he can kind of guesstimate, like, oh, we've been doing this for quite some time. But Grubby, oh, Grubby's going for a Warp Prism first. This is really cool. There's certainly a lot of dead space you can abuse up here in the base of Targa, but Grubby's kind of niche is the Warp Prism. I mean, when it comes to High Templar, he's one of the few players that ferry these around. He's one of the guys that'll do Sentry all-ins off of this. I'm not saying he is, because he's only got one Sentry, but one of the most favorite attacks, I think, out of most people is to put some Sentries here on this ramp, and then just all-in with Zealots to the main. Kill, 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 kill. Bring the Mothership Core recall out when you're done. But it is just 2 Zealots for the time being, so as he shuttles these around, he can certainly drop them on top of mineral lines, but... Ooh, cheeky bugger. Oh, wait. There we go. Sorry, zoomed into the wrong thing. Because, you know, that pylon, no big deal. But, yeah, the Dark Shrine coming up here. Grubby was streaming ladder earlier today. Yeah, I definitely caught a little bit about that. Damn, Grubby is so good. I think he had, like, 3K viewers or something as well. Which, I mean, objectively speaking is kind of whatever, but like for a StarCraft 2 first-person streamer, that's pretty impressive, because we've only really been seeing deflated numbers outside of really popular players, but I'm glad to see that Grubby, who hasn't streamed for quite some time, can still pull numbers like that, because he is definitely one of my more favorite Protosses to watch. Again, a lot of my favorite streamers are the ones that do the commentary, the streamers who actually interact a little bit, but, no, Jimmy Regal, this is not live, how dare you ask? Back at home, though, I mean, Grubby looking to set up for this third. Still not taking it just yet, because I think he's a little bit tentative to see on whether he's going to warp in these Dark Templar or not. I mean, keep in mind, there is no detection. No Paranoia Spore Crawler was made. Yeah, he can warp in an Overseer, I suppose, but does he realize the Dark Templar here? The thing about the Zealots is they're pretty distracting. The swings from the Zealots sound very similar to that of a Dark Templar, so perhaps not realizing this was in play right away. Grubby actually gets a couple Dark Templar on top of Targa immediately. 5 kills on one, only 1 on the other. Yeah, 2 Overseers on the way, he'll be able to clean this up, but Queen's focusing on the Warp Prism as well. I like this spreading creep in his own base as well, gonna need to connect those bases, but should be able to get out of this alive. I mean, Warp Prisms do move pretty darn quick, but this Dark Templar here at the 3rd, oh my god, he's racking up the kills, up to 15, 16 drones killed, on top of the Queen too. Looks like he will finally get cleaned up, but definitely got his money worth out of this attack. Is Targa screwed? Not at all, but he definitely took a hit that he shouldn't have. Setting on 52 drones, he's going to re-drone back up to 60, ideally 70 if he can get some breathing room for it, but once again, another Dark Templar comes here, and Targa pulls immediately. He doesn't even see this, he just pulls immediately, because he knows, oh, there's a Warp Prism, it's gotta be Dark Templar again. Rifkin said my name, now I'm blessed. Well, yeah, I guess, maybe. Blessed, the curse, you figured out. I like that he's got the Pneumatized Carapace coming up here. Big part of this is going to... I didn't realize you can't do this in replays. Can I not look at... Oh, you like can't look at this stuff. I'll have to look at that later. Maybe we got an option unchecked or something. Anyways, Pneumatized Carapace, not objectively the craziest thing in the world. You don't really need Overlord speed, but the Overseer speed is something that I think is a little more influential, especially when you're trying to keep up with Dark Templar. But Targa sees, wow, that's a Sentry, and that's a lot of Immortals coming after this. So, I don't know if we really call it Sentry Immortal all in, because the timing is coming so late. There's already going to be Hydralisks out for this, but what is more scary is the fact that these will deal with the roaches pretty quickly, thus allowing his army to warp in and chew through the Hydras afterwards. But keep an eye on this Warp Prism. I really think this is going to be what makes or breaks the game. If you can get a big warp in and kill Targa, even just one base, fantastic. If he warps in but Targa defends, Grubby's going to be in a big hole of debt. So we'll see just how this goes. But already, again, there's been 5 Queens in play. Now there's Hydralisks out. This is not something where Sentries and Immortals are going to default win the game, but they're certainly going to make this quite a powerful attack. One of the things, of course, can be a couple force fields just swipe down. And I pointed out earlier, I'll bring it up again, a couple of, I guess, abusive areas you can use on the map here. But, yeah, northwards here we got Dan, aka Targa, starting to move out. He's got to be a little bit careful, because it's not like Zerg have a recall potential. Force fielding that ramp up there, Grubby does to make sure nothing comes up from behind, but really a bit paranoid. So he doesn't quite have full vision here. I see Oli Moly hanging around in the chat. What's up? If you guys haven't seen it, by the way, the Olima League got a Twitter. You should definitely make sure to follow that. And as well as some pretty good games. We had some amazing games this past Saturday, quite frankly. But that's not on hold. A recall goes down immediately. Grubby not going to risk this fight. How did this Stalker get left behind? What? What? It was like right underneath it. Whatever. Rest in peace, dude. You just got blizzarded on. But yeah, Grubby's force here doesn't quite have any real Colossus in it. The first one's about to spawn. But behind this, Targa's going for the Infestation Pit. And I'm really curious if he's going to be leaning towards the Swarm Host, or might get some Infestors or something to go with this. Of course, this usually just tends to lead to Hive Tech for Vipers. But a couple of weird units here. Pathfinding is going to screw Targa out of some Hydralisks and Roaches. But this attack is going to do nothing at all for the time being. Back at home, we don't quite have that 4th base finished up, but, you know, we got +1 weapons coming out in a moment. Not looking to speed towards that Hive Tech, so still waiting to question mark what this is going to be for. I mean, Swarm hosts are, it's just so common. It's got to be the go-to is what you got to assume, but he can, again, go towards Hive Tech or something and start abusing Vipers. And I really think Hydra Roach Viper is way stronger than most other compositions. Swarm hosts get complained about and bitched about a lot, but I do think that they're not the strongest thing that the Zerg have in their arsenal. Oh man, big concave going off. Not enough force fields though to completely out this army. But as Targa starts funneling in here, hopefully doesn't dedicate too much to this. I mean, there's a lot of mortals standing as he chews through the roaches. Getting Hydras aren't gonna have a whole lot of health, but the Colossus looks like they do clean this up. But is this a decent enough trade? Because Grubby comes out of this with a lot of minerals in the bank. Targa's still not on Hive Tech yet, and without Vipers. Pesky stalker. Without Vipers, getting this Colossus is going to be very, very difficult. He did take out some of the Immortals when most of the Sentries died, so he's got that much going for him, but it's kind of one of those, well, I guess that's okay scenarios. Just using a couple of roaches on the return. Creep Tumors will actually buy him a little bit of time. This is one of the nice things about Creep Tumors. A lot of people don't consider this, but like, yeah, they give you vision and speed and all these things, but those 5 extra seconds that the Colossus spent attacking them instead of pushing forward, you know, that's you getting those Hydras out. That's you positioning, like we see right here, getting around on top. The Colossus doesn't quite take it out, but he removes the Immortals from the equation, which makes a Roach Remax significantly more viable. With only 1 Immortal in play, it's a lot cheaper to max out on Roaches than it is on Hydralisk. But again, with the Hive Tech completing, are we going to see those Vipers? And even if we do, will they be out in time? Right now, this is a really hard position to break, but if you can take down this Colossus, the Stalkers are not that scary. Level 2 weapon upgrades, certainly deadly, but not exactly game-ending, and not exactly in quantities enough to just win this game outright. Armor upgrades, actually, not even level plus. Ah, so it assumed it would have been plus 3 weapon upgrades going to be like Grubby. Either way, Grubby's getting some really good trades with this. But look at the resources lost right now. Targa is in the hole in a big way. Units lost, showing this too through the Hydralisk dead, considering just how little Grubby's lost. Single digits for every unit, not even double digits. But on 4 bases, Targa can kind of make up this deficit. Grubby takes a 4th too. Ooh, nice. This army positioning is a little bit worrisome. Where's the mothership core? Did this get sniped off? Oh, it did. He didn't remake it yet. This could be a big problem as he doesn't have a recall potential if Targa decides to try and base trade, which sometimes ends up being the case in ZVP more than other matchups. But coming in from behind, a little bit lagged behind because his main army gets a little bit late to the party, but does get up on the Colossus. However, despite all of this, only kills 1. 3 remain behind this, and this is looking pretty bad for Targa. He's just going to tap out. GG, and Grubby will take the game. Replays. Woo! Actually, hold up. I want to position that logo here before I get out of this game. See how bad this looks here. Let's put this in the top right or something. Can I rotate this a little bit? Okay, good. Nailed it. Now when Crank and I do 2v2s, it's going to be perfect. Let's hide that for the time being.